If you are writing a research paper or a thesis and think that simply changing a few words or asking AI to paraphrase a paragraph is enough, then let me tell you, that is one of the biggest mistakes in academic writing. It can be easily flagged by plagiarism checkers and AI detectors, which can cause you big trouble. After publishing over 26 research papers and testing dozens of AI writing tools, I have seen exactly where beginners go wrong and how experienced researchers write instead. So let me show you this with a real example.
Suppose I want to include this information from a published paper in my own research paper or thesis. The mistake many beginners make is simply replacing a few words with synonyms or just rearranging the sentence structure. Nowadays, many students skip even that and ask ChatGPT or other AI tools to rewrite or paraphrase the entire paragraph in one click. Let me know in the comments if you have ever done this. The problem is that although the wording looks different, the underlying structure and presentation of the idea often remains very similar to the original paper. That's exactly why plagiarism checkers and sometimes even AI detectors can flag this type of writing. What's even worse is that careless paraphrasing or AI rewriting can unintentionally change the original scientific meaning or make the text more complicated than it needs to be.
So, if simply changing the words or rearranging the sentences or using AI to paraphrase isn't the right approach, then how do experienced researchers actually write research papers, literature reviews, or the thesis? The answer is surprisingly simple. They don't start by rewriting the sentences, they start by first understanding the scientific idea behind them.
For example, the main idea of this paragraph is very simple. Beetroot has beneficial physiological effects. It may help in conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, and dementia. That's it. Once you have understood the core idea, close the original paper for a moment. This step is important because when the original text stays in front of you, your brain naturally starts copying its wordings and sentence structure even if you don't intend to. For example, I might write, beetroot consumption has been associated with beneficial physiological effects and may help improve conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, atherosclerosis, and dementia. Notice the difference. I am not simply replacing the words or asking AI to rephrase the sentence. Instead, I first understood the scientific idea and then expressed it naturally in my own language without copying the original wording or sentence structure.
However, even this approach is still based on a single paper, so your writing can still be influenced by that paper's presentation style. Experienced researchers usually take it one step further. They read multiple papers, take notes on the key findings, understand the bigger picture, and then synthesize the information into their own scientific flow. Let me show you how it is done.
Suppose I have read 3 or 4 research papers on beetroot and cardiovascular health. Instead of rewriting entire paragraphs, I start by taking short notes from each study. For example, one paper reports that beetroot is rich in dietary nitrates and may support cardiovascular health. Another paper tells benefits of cardiovascular and neurovascular function along with improved athletic performance. A third discusses its cardioprotective and performance enhancing effects. Notice that I am not copying or rewriting the sentence. I am simply noting the key findings in my own words along with the corresponding citation. Noting the citation at this stage is extremely important because even if you rewrite the text completely, you are still using someone else's ideas or findings. So the original source must be cited to avoid plagiarism. To organize the papers and manage citations efficiently, I highly recommend using a reference manager like Zotero. It is completely free and can automatically format citations and bibliographies in almost any journal style. If you would like to learn how to use Zotero in a step-by-step manner, I have linked my complete tutorial in the description below. Once I understand the overall picture from multiple studies, I start writing based on that combined understanding instead of relying on a single paper. For example, I may write, beetroots are rich in dietary nitrates and have shown positive effects on cardiovascular and cerebrovascular health. Several studies also report cardioprotective and performance enhancing properties.
Now, this is much closer to how a research paper is actually written. Good academic writing is about understanding, evaluating, and synthesizing evidences from multiple studies, not simply rewriting sentences from one paper. This approach not only improves the quality of your writing, but also greatly reduces the risk of plagiarism and AI generated writing being flagged, because the ideas are presented in your own scientific flow rather than copied from a single source.
Once you have written your draft, the next step is to refine it by improving the grammar, clarity, and overall flow without changing your original writing style or scientific meaning. For this, you can simply use writing assistants like Grammarly to polish your language while keeping your ideas intact. If you use AI tools during your research or writing process, make sure to disclose their use wherever required by your university, journal, or publisher. Finally, before submitting your manuscript or thesis, it is always a good idea to check it using a reliable plagiarism detection tool such as Turnitin. Even if you have written everything yourself, this extra step can help identify accidental similarities and give you greater confidence before submission.
I hope this video has helped you understand that good scientific writing isn't about changing a few words or asking AI to rewrite a paragraph. It's about understanding the paper, learning from multiple studies, and expressing the ideas naturally in your own scientific language. It may seem time taking, but it is worth it. And remember, the more research papers you read, the better your academic writing will become over time. Now, I would love to hear from you. Have you ever used AI in your research or academic writing? Or if you want to know about a specific AI tool, mention it in the comment and I will reply. And if you want to learn more about plagiarism, publication ethics, research writing, check out the videos on the screen. Thanks, and I will see you in the next video.